Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be crocheting some summer themed fruit coasters. And this is episode 1 of using my yarn stash to crochet projects because I am trying so hard not to buy any new yarn and just use what I have already at home. So in today's video, we are going to be using lots and lots of different colors of yarn. So I'm going to go through each and every one of them so you guys can understand what designs I am making today. Here I have lots of different colors of yarn and they are different types. These two are milk cotton, but the rest are acrylic, so you can use whatever yarn that you have on hand and whatever thickness you have as well. You might just need a little bit of adjusting if your yarn is very thick. But yeah, so today I'm going to be making a watermelon coaster, lemon and an apple, and I think that's going to look really nice. Initially I did want to make an orange coaster instead of lemon, but as you can see I have a lot of yellow and I do not have any orange yarn whatsoever, so that's what we're going to be making today. For all these coasters I will be using a 3mm crochet hook. We are also going to be needing a pair of scissors, a sewing needle, and some hot glue. This is optional, but I'm going to use it to glue on my designs for my apple specifically, for the stem and the leaves. But you can sew it on, so you don't necessarily need the hot glue gun. Okay, so I'm going to start off by showing you guys how to crochet the base of each coaster, and every single fruit follows the exact same pattern that I'm going to show you right now. The only difference is the color depending on what fruit you're going to be making. So I am going to start by making my lemon coaster. So I have this yellow milk cotton yarn and I have my 3mm crochet hook. So we're going to start off by making a magic circle. I do have a lot of beginner tutorials on my YouTube channel, how to make a magic circle, amigurumi, and things like that, and I think those basics will definitely help with the tutorial, but this tutorial is really easy. You don't even need to go into the whole amigurumi thing, but I do have a beginner tutorial on how to make a magic circle, which I will link in the description box below. Okay, so we're gonna make a magic circle. Hopefully you already know how to make it. Okay, so once you have made your magic circle, we are going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. So inside this magic circle, we're going to put in 14 double crochets. So to do a double crochet, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to repeat this process 14 times. So let's do it again once more together. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we're just going to keep going around until we have a total of 14. Okay, so we have one more double crochet to do, so let's do that one together. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. So this is what your piece should look like so far. We have 14 double crochets inside a magic circle. So now we're just going to try and find the loose end, which is over here, and then we're going to pull the string so we can close our magic circle. And this is what your work should look like right now. So now at the top of our work over here where my thumb is, we're going to make a slip stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, pull up a loop, and then pull this straight through like that, so you have a slip stitch. Okay, so to start round 2, we're going to chain 2, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So now what we're going to be doing is making a double crochet increase in every single stitch. So yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then we're going to make a double crochet, and then inside the same hole here we're going to put in another double crochet, and then we're going to do that all the way around, putting 2 double crochets into every single stitch. So we're going to do one more together just after I finish this one. Okay, so in the next stitch over here we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2 again, and then put another double crochet right in that same space, and we're going to do that all the way around until we come back to our chain 2. Okay, so once we have done our double crochet increases, this is what our work should look like. That was just the neighbor's motorcycle passing by. My window's open because it's quite hot today, so sorry if you heard that. But we do not crochet into this space here because that's just where we did our slip stitch and where we started our chain 2 at the beginning of each round. So don't crochet into this space here, it's a trap. Okay, so now for the next round, we're going to do exactly the same as we did in the previous round, and we're going to just place our hook in the top of the first double crochet and then make a slip stitch, and there we go, the gap is closed. Okay, so now we're going to chain 2 again, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet and then an increase. So in this same space where we have our chain 2, we're going to make a double crochet, and then in the next stitch over here we're going to do an increase, so that's going to be 2 double crochets inside the same space. Okay, so we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, double crochet, and then double crochet, increase into the next round. And I will meet you back by our chain 2 at the end of this round. To end this round, we should end it on a double crochet increase. Okay, so now we're going to start the next round, and this is the last round of this coaster. So we're going to pull up a loop and then make a slip stitch as we've been doing all along, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, and then another double crochet in the second stitch, and then in the third stitch we're just going to make a double crochet increase. So for this last round, we're going to follow the pattern of 2 double crochets and then a double crochet increase until we get to the last stitch. Once we have made it all the way around, we're now going to finish off the round by just making a slip stitch in the first double crochet stitch of the round, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to pull the yarn slightly so we have a bit of a loop like this. And then we're going to cut the excess yarn. And this is how we make the base of our coasters. And this is for my lemon one. So now you want to go ahead and make all the other different colors that you need for your different fruits. So I made another one in this off-white kind of cream color for my apple. And then I have a red one for my watermelon. So let's go ahead and do all the details for our lemon one first, and then we'll work on our other fruits. Here I have some white yarn, and I'm going to do a little border around this yellow coaster, because you know when you cut a lemon, there's a white rind around it. So we're going to try and replicate that using some white yarn. So you want to stick your hook anywhere, honestly, it doesn't really matter where you do it. And I'm just going to put it over here. Okay, so we're going to place our yarn around our hook like this and pull the white yarn through, and then just adjust our grip, and then we're going to chain 1. So we're going to make single crochets with this white yarn all the way around. So here's my first single crochet, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch over here and then make another single crochet. And then just do that until we reach the end. To finish this round, we're going to make a slip stitch on our first single crochet, pull up a loop, and then we're going to chain 1 and then fasten off. So we're just going to grab our pair of scissors and then cut our yarn here. So we have a tail that's enough for us to weave in. We have a couple more details to do. I want to add segments, so I think I'll do like 8 segments. So I'm gonna sew down the middle, across, and then across each quarter to make 8. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. I actually don't know how to do that, so we can learn together right now. Here I put some yarn through a needle, so I'm going to just try and make it in the center. So I don't get it wrong, I'm going to fold it in half like this and see which stitch to put it through. And yeah, I should put it through this stitch here. Okay, that does look like the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna just pull up the yarn, the white yarn here, and then I'm going to go straight across to the other side. So I split the lemon in half, kind of. Okay, so once I have my yarn across here, I'm not even going to cut the yarn. I'm just going to find another place to put my needle in. And I'm going to try and do this in just one continuous loop, so I don't have to weave in too many ends. So we're going to just put it in this place here. Okay, it's coming together. Then I'm just going to put one in this corner, across here, and then across here like this, so it cuts into 8 pieces. Okay, so this is what the lemon coaster is looking like, and I weaved in as many ends as I can. I think for the back of the designs I'll add fabric at some point so you just don't see all the lines. But yeah, the front does not look too bad at all. And then I just made this little magic circle thing, so I put in 8 single crochets so I can just put it on the front, and then the lemon will look more complete. Okay, let me show you guys the other coasters that I've made as well. So here is a watermelon one. So with this watermelon one, I followed the same steps as I did for the lemon one, and I just put a single crochet all the way around in white, and then I added another single crochet row in the sage green color, which I think is so pretty. And then I attempted to add a couple seeds. This is what the back looks like. I will show you how to do one just right now, just in case you guys want to add seeds to your watermelon, but I would not recommend this method. It's not the best method. I was actually going to leave it without seeds, but you know, it doesn't really look complete to me, so I'm going to just grab some black yarn here, and this is just how I did it. So I got some black yarn and my crochet hook. I actually did not use a sewing needle. I'm gonna just put a seed in maybe over here. So you put your crochet hook through, and then you're gonna pull some black yarn through like this, and then you're gonna get one of the other ends, and then you're gonna just flip it over like this, grab your hook, and then pull that piece through. Make sure this piece doesn't go all the way through because we're going to tie a knot. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. So we have 2 strands like this. It does require a little bit of practice, I can't lie, because I kept messing up and pulling both strands of yarn through this little hole that I created. But yeah, but then all that's left to do is just to tie a knot in the back. And then I grabbed a pair of scissors and I cut off the excess. I think a better method would definitely be using felt instead, or making very, very small magic circles and then gluing them on. But yeah, this is the method that I'll be doing for now. I don't have any felt. I'm just trying to use yarn for this project. So yeah, that's what the watermelon one looks like. A very simple design, and I like the little addition of the seeds. And here's an up close look, and I will show you like a proper reveal when everything is complete. Okay, so next we have the apple, and I love the apple already. I love the colors. It's very, very simple, very, very basic, but we do need to add a couple touches to this apple. So what I'm going to do is make the apple seeds. So here I have some brown yarn, and I'm going to put it through a needle, a sewing needle, and then pull it through, and then I'm going to put my yarn through the middle like so, and then put it through the top like this, just to make a little seed like so. And I'm going to do another one just beside it. Yeah, okay, that's a lot more level, so it's like in the same space. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to tie a knot in the back, and I'm not going to weave in any ends because I can't really weave in ends if it's looking like this, because there's nowhere to really weave it into. Tying a knot is definitely the best method here. But yeah, like I said, putting fabric at the back of these will be so beneficial. But I don't have any fabric at the moment, but I will definitely come around to it at some point. So yeah, that's what the middle of the apple looks like. So now we're just going to crochet a little stem. So I'm going to make a slip knot, put the loop onto my crochet hook, and I'm going to chain about 7, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll chain 6 actually. Then I'm going to skip the first chain and then single crochet all the way down my chain. Then I'm going to chain 1 and then just fasten off. Just cut all the excess yarn. And then here is my little stem for the apple, and I'm going to just tie a knot at the bottom. I cut off the excess yarn as well, and the stem is just going to come here at the top of the apple. Okay, so lastly I'm going to crochet a little leaf. There's no set pattern for crocheting these leaves, I don't think, but let's just wing it together and then see what we create. So I'm going to chain 7 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm going to skip the first stitch and I'm going to put in a single crochet in the next stitch. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to add a half double crochet, yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then the next one, I'm going to do another half double crochet. And then I'm going to do a double crochet, a treble crochet, so yarn over twice, then insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 again. And then in the last stitch here, I'm just going to do a single crochet, and then I'm going to chain 1 and fasten off. And then for the, just like I did for the stem, I'm just going to tie a knot here at the bottom and then cut off all the excess yarn, and then just cut this off at the bottom. And here we have a little leaf to also add to the top of the apple. So I'm going to heat up my hot glue gun and then glue on all these little details, including the little magic circle that I made for the center of the lemon, and then we're all done. And just like that, all of the fruit coasters are now done. Let me know which one your favorite is. And as you can see, they are curling up a little bit, but what you could do is put a heavy weight on it, like some books or even a dumbbell or something, and just leave it on there overnight so then they remain flat. But I'm just gonna keep mine like this for now. Definitely when I take pictures for my Instagram, they'll be flat. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, let me know which one your favorite is. Mine is definitely the apple. I think that just looks so cute, so perfect. And I think my second favorite is definitely the watermelon. My least favorite is the lemon. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, I think they all turned out pretty good, but the apple one really just stands out to me. Alright guys, I will see you in the next one.